Hello all. In this particular video, I'm actually going to talk about how to create an outcome-based plan to do an agile transformation, and probably how to actually sync up between the system of delivery, system of transformation, and the system of a continuous improvement. Okay, so before I actually get into the crux of this particular recording, let me actually introduce myself. My name is Balaji. I'm currently playing the role of an executive agile coach or a leadership agile mentor, and I do have somewhere close to 20 years of experience in IT, and somewhere close to 12 and a half years of experience in agile driven engagements. I have actually played multiple roles in the past, like in terms of the project manager, scrum master, RTE, a team level agile coach, a program layer or an integration layer agile coach, a portfolio coach, leadership coach, OKR coach, and also an enterprise agile coach. Okay, so before I get into the before I get into my slides, one of the fundamental topic what I wanted to ask, or the question what I wanted to ask is, many of the companies are actually doing an agile transformation, but then if you actually go to them and then ask them, okay guys, like you have been doing this particular agile transformation for the past 15 months or for the past 18 months, what are all the agile outcomes, or what are all the distinctive business outcomes that you have achieved as part of this particular transformation? Believe me, many companies are not able to articulate it in a very clear manner together with the evidence-based management system, right? So what I have done is I have created some slides and then kept it ready for the purpose of this particular video, and now I am going to share it. While I'm sharing the slides, I will also walk through it. And then these are all the slides which are being used by me when I recently presented it in the Agile Network India conference. On last week, I actually participated as a speaker sorry, in this particular Agile Network India conference, and I have presented these particular slides. So I just thought to reuse or repurpose that particular PPT here. Okay, so let me go ahead and then share the screen. 1 minute. All right. So okay. So let us get into here. I just blow it up a bit. All right. So this is about myself. Before we actually get into the topic or the slides, I do have a 19 plus years of experience in IT and somewhere close to 12 years experience in Agile world. I have completed my engineering in Anna University, Chennai, and then I have completed the PGXPM Executive MBA in the Great Lakes Institute of Management, and I have also completed Advanced Strategic Management Program certification from IIM Kozhikode, and then currently playing the role of an executive agile coach, also heading the agile transformation office for a reputed client. Okay, so if we get into the okay, so when we are actually talking about coaching for agile transformation journey, it could be like how to create an outcome-based plan to do an agile transformation, how to create a customized agile framework, and then how to balance between the three main pillars: system of delivery, system of transformation, and the system of continuous improvement. And one more key important point what I like to tell is, agile transformation as a journey is fundamentally independent of the framework used. And also coaches also need continuous coaching. So this is the context or the agenda pertaining to this particular YouTube video. Okay, so if we get into the next thing, like many people, like for example, if I need to do a business outcome driven plan to do an agile transformation, then fundamentally I may need to connect the thread right from my agile practices to the agile capabilities, then from my agile capabilities to the agile outcomes, then from my agile outcomes to the business outcomes. Say for example, so before I show you that particular slide, let us now talk about what are all potential business objectives. See, for example, if you go to any client for that matter, or if you go to any client from any domain for that matter, and then if you ask them, okay, can you tell me some of the outcomes? I am actually pretty much sure no client will tell that I don't want predictability, that I don't want productivity, right? So irrespective of the methodology of the software, irrespective of the domain of the client, customers or clients love to have predictability, productivity, quality, early ROI, continuous improvement, employee engagement, the speed and market responsiveness, and meeting fast changing regulatory requirements. Typically for a BFSA domain or a healthcare domain, where you have your governance, regulatory mechanism, and your compliance activities are of a paramount importance. Now the point is, just to facilitate you to see the missing elements, I just move it here. Okay. So early ROI, improvement in the flow efficiency, and you can define further your own outcome based on your contextual need. Now, if I go to the next slide, one second, please. Okay, so something we are now trying to have a connect between our agile practices to agile capabilities, then from agile capabilities to agile outcomes, and then from there to the business outcome. Now, if you see here, let me give a simple example. My particular business outcome could be improvement in the go-to-market strategy, having more footprints in the APAC and the EMEA emerging global markets. But how I can jump from my agile practices to the business outcome? First of all, I need to have agile practices from the extreme programming like TDD, test-driven development, behavior-driven development, acceptance test-driven development, feature-driven development, all those shift left practices, so that I can also build my robust CI/CD DevOps delivery pipeline. And just by the click of a button, probably you can achieve a better predictability, productivity, responsiveness, and quality, which is more of an agile outcome. And only through that particular agile outcome, you can touch the business outcome, right? That is why we actually always tell we need to be cognizant about the principles behind the practices. Don't follow the practices blindly, right? Okay, now this is a high level model. Of course, I have taken much of the inferences from the leading agile consulting group when I was working with them, or when I was partnering with them for some of the engagements in the past. So all that we are trying to tell is, level 1, you build predictable teams. Level 2, probably reduce the batch size. Level 3, try to decouple the dependencies. Level 4, empower and enable local decision making or decentralized decision making. Level 5, have a outcome driven hypothesis validated, something like a value stream funding model, or something like I validate the epic hypothesis and then I continue funding, something like a lean startup model where you learn every day, right? Okay, and here building teams in terms of the getting predictable, building teams does not only mean physically building teams, it is building teams at a mindset level. Okay, so level 1 is getting predictable, level 2 is reducing the batch size, level 3 is breaking dependencies or try to decouple the dependency. Level 4 is increasing the local autonomy, or rather enable and empower your team to do a decentralized decision making. And level 5 is investing to learn. Okay, so how am I going to get it done? So till now we have actually discussed on the why part and the what part. Now how am I going to get it done? Level 1 is getting predictable. For example, by actually forming teams, baselining your metrics, make and meet commitment, improve the system by actually trying to minimize the impact of defects, delays, impediments or blockers, dependencies, technical debts, and then followed by the program level risk, maintain a consistent throughput, and maintain visibility on the backlog. If you go to level 2, maintain a smaller backlog item, prioritize your highest value work using WSJF. weighted shortest job first, scheduled for early completion by using WIP limits, work in progress limit, identify the waste as per the lean concepts, lean out your product value stream, means remove waste or try to impact the, okay, try to reduce the impact of the waste or try to mellow down the impact of the waste on your product value stream, which is also called as a development value stream. And then lean out customer value stream, which is also called as an operational value stream. Prioritize the dependencies and plan for strategic refactoring, which is a business workflow level optimization. If you go to level 3, it is more of breaking dependencies, like in the form of building a continuous deployment pipeline, CI/CD pipeline, all those things. Okay, level 4 is going to talk on the team-based funding model, adaptive governance based on the lean approaches. Level 5 is innovation focused, design thinking based on your lean startup model. See, I am not recommending you to do it exactly as what I have articulated it here. I am giving my own experience. What is that I had done? See, because, okay, on a parallel note, no, let me actually tell you something. I also run a program called Agile Mentorship program, wherein I actually help the Scrum Masters, the team level Agile coaches, the Agile project managers, program managers, and the enterprise Agile coaches. I never teach people something which I have not tried in the past. I teach people whatever I have experimented it in the past. Okay, one second. Okay, so I actually never teach people what I have not done it hands-on. So in my Agile Mentorship program, when I'm actually teaching people how to do dynamic budgeting, let's say for example, how to do dynamic budgeting, I actually never teach people, probably you can do it like this way, probably you have you can actually try it out in this way. Absolutely no. I teach people, hey guys, this is how I have done dynamic budgeting for the identified value streams for my clients using a target process as the tool. Okay, if you try to Google on a tool called the target process, that particular tool is giving us the platform to do a dynamic budgeting. So all that I was trying to tell through this particular slide is, I am just sharing my experience based on my perspectives. What is a possible way to create an outcome based plan to do an agile transformation? Now you may need to take this as a reference or a sample, and then based on your own ecosystem, the product ecosystem or the project landscape or your client's organizational contextual dynamics, you need to create your outcome based plan, right? But for you to create an outcome based plan, you just need a base model, right? So probably you can take this model as the base. See, many of my clients and many of my mentees come to me, asking for consultation and some help, and they immediately jump into something called a contextualization. My suggestion is, if you are not even having the base material, then on top of what you will do the contextualization. So get your fundamentals very clear. Then based on the imperative need or the emerging dynamics or the evolving market rhythm, yes, we are anyway going to do the contextualization. But contextualization should be done later. And one more thing, in the name of contextualization, one should not dilute the principles of agility. Okay. So that is something which I like to mention it over there. Okay, now let us proceed with the slides which I have discussed here. Okay, and one of the thing is that if you take this as a diagram, right, you have a predictability on one side, you have an adaptability on the one side in terms of your organization, and you have your emerging market and then your converging market. Now, any company for that matter, it is going to fall one among these particular quadrants. Now, as part of the agile transformation journey, all that we are trying to do is taking the organization from one quadrant and to some other quadrant, and also creating a sustainability aspect for that organization to remain in that quadrant, because it should not happen that once the coach gets disengaged from the team, that the team regresses from the current activity, or they fall down from the present maturity level, right? And this is a view of one of my customized agile framework which I have created for one of my client. I have already done a YouTube video on it. Probably you can take a look over there, so I'm not going to repeat it here. And then probably we will get into the, okay, this is a very important slide where we are trying to balance upon 5 main things. Okay, the product roadmap, the project level release planning or the milestone planning, agile transformation roadmap, and together with the outcome based plan, then the coaching plan by the client, and then followed by the organization level continuous improvement initiatives. So which we call a system of delivery, system of transformation, and system of system of continuous improvement. And you may need to balance your activities among these 3 main pillars. And the last slide I have done something for how to coach the coaches, because also coaches need coaching, right? So why don't we create a backlog of actionable items for coaches too? And then you can also do a coaches sync up connect, wherein we can learn from each other. And the outcome based plan, whatever I have told, applies to the coaches too, not only to the delivery team. Now, if you go back to the previous slides, right, one important point what I like to say is, based on these outcomes, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, the agile maturity assessment sheet will also be prepared. So every month we used to do an assessment and then look into the gap analysis, and then we actually co-create a coaching plan together with working with the product owners, scrum master, and their coaches and all. And then what we used to do, we used to execute the plan, and then we will revisit it once again. So let me stop sharing. Okay, so in this particular video, I have just made a high-level attempt to touch upon the subject called outcome-based plan to do an agile transformation, which actually many of the companies or many of the consultancies or many of the agile experts do not generally talk about it, because every person will be talking about implementing Scrum, implementing Kanban, creating Jira dashboards, reports, and implementing your SAFe framework. See, I'm not trying to look down upon the importance of all these things. All that I was trying to say is, there should be an outcome-based thought process, and there should be a goal-oriented approach in terms of implementing all these things. I actually always tell to my clients too, even in a SAFe implementation, implementing SAFe is not the objective. Creating and delivering sustainable client-centric business outcome is the objective through the framework called a SAFe. Because travel or the travel or the journey should not be confused with the destination or the goal. Using SAFe is a powerful framework, fully agreed. I'm also a scaled program consultant. But then using SAFe, what are you trying to achieve? How are you trying to add value to your client? That makes even more relevance. And then if you are really capable enough, you can create your own customized agile framework too. No need to blindly copy a framework from the market. You can it is fundamentally like learning from all of us, right? You actually observe multiple people and then learn from all. Similarly, why don't you look into the capabilities given by all the framework? Scrum, Kanban, your SAFe, your LESS, DAD, Nexus, Spotify, blah, 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 whatever be the framework, and then take the powerful features, and you can create your own contextual framework, which is more resonating with your ecosystem rather than trying to force fit a framework. Okay. So before I end this video, I actually teach all these concepts hands-on in a program called the Agile Mentorship program, which has different levels like level 1, level 2, level 3, and also followed by Agile 4Ps, which I have named it as Agile Project, Program, Portfolio, and Product Management. I also have a separate lesson plan purely focused from an interview clearing enablement point of view, and I also have a lesson plan for a JD based coaching. If you have an upcoming interview, but if you are not having good amount of time to time to prepare for it and you need a guidance, probably you can connect with me, and I will be doing a JD based mentoring session to you, and I will also be sharing the real time templates pertaining to it, which is going to increase the probability of you not only clearing the interview, but also giving you the capability to demonstrate that particular competency on the job, on the play field, once you actually join over there. Because what's the point in getting an interview and then struggling later to deliver value on the ecosystem of the client? Okay, so probably I will be dropping my WhatsApp number in the description of this particular video. If in case you like to feel connected to, like if you want to get in touch with me, or if you want to ask any kind of questions where you need any clarifications in your career or agile, please feel free to ping me on a WhatsApp. Okay, cheers all and good luck. Yeah, bye.